Hi, Neil here with Covers Camo, your source for custom seat covers. Today, we're installing the seat covers on the 2018 Ford F350 crew cab. This is a platinum trim level. It's a really awesome truck and really awesome set of seat covers going inside here. Midnight Croc, diamond stitch for the insert, Java Croc for the trim, loaded up with pockets, headrest logos, the full Patriot package, just an awesome looking set. Let's do this install. We're knocking out this install today on this 2018 Ford F350 Platinum, getting these leather seats protected, doing the Midnight Croc diamond stitch for the insert, Java Croc trim. So I have the passenger seat done already. Also the rear 40 seat is done back there. So we're gonna do the front driver's seat bucket here and the console lid cover right here. This is buckets with a hard console. I have the headrest pulled out already, and then what I'll do is actually do that console first, and then we'll do the driver bucket, and then we'll move back and do that 60 section back there. It's a crew cab, so there's a 60 section there that we need to do with a center armrest that pulls out, and then I'll show you how to get this all on. Looking good. So here's this console lid portion. It flips up right here for storage underneath, and here's the cover. The front side of the cover is going to have this elastic on it right here on the opening section around that, and then there's going to be two Velcro straps underneath that can go across and attach together. So we'll get those two. I'll first kind of lay it on, and there's elastic around the side too that will kind of curve underneath these corners. And I'll probably start with the back, kind of capping the back first and then stretch it forward here. I've capped it on the back right here, hooked it around the corners right here as well, and also then reached around and capped it on up here. Now that I've done that, I'm gonna stretch this Velcro across and attach this Velcro up right there. All right, and that's how you finish out this console lid cover. Again, just attaching that Velcro underneath, and that looks good there. Gonna move on to the driver backrest now. First step with the backrest cover is you're gonna need to take the headrest out, and to do that you need to press on these two push pins right here, and then that headrest is gonna lift out. Next, we're gonna pull this backrest over, and there's some pre-cut out holes right here, and we're gonna push that around these headrests, the top of this headrest plastic right there, and trim that and tuck that underneath there. Use the included plastic trim tool to do that, tuck that around right there. We're gonna pause on the backrest right now and just take this section and just tuck that up underneath for right now. And we're gonna do the bottom seat cover now, give us a little bit more space to do this bottom seat cover, and then we'll finish the backrest once we have the bottom done. First step for doing the bottom cover is actually coming around to the back side of the seat here and reaching underneath, and there's this seat bib on the back right here. This bib needs to be released, and you're just going to reach on the outside one releases really easy. It's not hooked around anything. The inside one actually is hooked around some electrical cables, and you would need to kind of pull that out of the seat base if you want to release that other one. But this outside one, we can actually do this install just by having one elastic loose, and that gives us enough space on the back side here to push the seat cover through. Now, taking the cover, and we are gonna start fitting this over. As you can see, this original leather has started to wear out. It's really worn right here, and it would have been good to have covers on this earlier on, several years ago, but we're gonna get it in good shape now. So we got the cover, we're gonna start to pull this over. I got the straps pulled back right here. This is gonna end up pushing through the seat crack right there. One thing you wanna do over here is, this is the driver's seatbelt receiver right here, and it's normally hooked around this elastic right here, and I've actually just taken it out of that elastic, just pushed it back and taken it out. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have that elastic go through this slot right here. I'll show you that, and then that elastic is gonna hook around that seatbelt receiver. But what I'll do here before I do that is just start to get this into place, and once it's into place there, I'm gonna start pushing this through. And I'm actually gonna grab a plastic bag that the seat covers came in, and slide that through. It's gonna make it a lot easier to push this seat cover through that crack right there between the backrest and bottom. So I have the back portion of the seat cover wrapped around this plastic, or this plastic wrapped around it. And we're gonna take this and push this through like that. And once I reach it to the other side, I'm gonna take the plastic and pull it out, and then finish pulling that cover through. This will just help me to get the cover slid through here and decrease the friction as I'm pushing it through there. I have the majority of what I need to pull through the back here done, so I'll push these straps back through right there as well. Before I completely finish doing that, I'm gonna take this part of the cover and tuck this in to this plastic right here. And you take your trim tool and tuck that in right here. And then next I'll show you how to do this string here shortly. Now what you're gonna do with this tie cord right here, this drawstring, is you're gonna drop the end of the drawstring down through this section of the seat right here, in between this hard plastic trim right here and the seat cushion. So that's gonna drop down right in here, right where my thumb is. That's gonna drop down and come out right here, okay? Like that. So then the string's gonna be completely hidden. And then what we'll do is this is gonna pass around to the back here and tie off to the other drawstring right here. And so this is gonna go the outside as well. That draw cord's gonna go on the outside right there, outside of the seatbelt. And then we're gonna go on the back side. I'll show you where to tie them off. But then I'm gonna finish tucking this in right here, and then we're gonna pull this cover. The whole thing needs to show you. I got a lot of slack right here in the cover that I need to pull out. But now that that's tucked in right there, I can finish sliding that back. Once you have this bottom seat pulled to the spot where you want it, again, and this front line should line up with kind of the top front edge of the seat right there. Once you have that where you want it there, we're gonna then finish pulling out this sack right here. And when you're doing that, make sure you're not pulling against, you do have a cable right here. This is what I believe is the airbag cable, or it has to do with air conditioned seats, one of the two. And you just watch out for that cable as you're on the back side here. You're not pulling against any electrical cables like that. So here's this elastic right here that I'm gonna pull out and then pull it around this seatbelt receiver right here. I'm just need two hands to do that, but then stretch that over. And that's what that slot's for, is this elastic to pull through right there. Okay, here's that elastic right there. Got that pulled down. Now we're gonna go around to the back side and start attaching this bottom cover up here. Now on the back side of the seat, tying up this draw cord, and this cord right here, this is the outside one. I'm coming around here like this, and I actually tied a noose in this one right here, and then I've taken the other side, gone through the little noose right there like that, so then I can cinch this up to my desired tightness. Okay, so I'm gonna stretch that across, pull it just nice and snug, and then tie it off right here like that. Okay, and then this string down here, I've just gone around the outside of, man, it's always difficult to show you what's going on underneath here. But here's the seat bracket that slides forward and back, and I'm just a little bit above that right there. Now, these just need to be snug. You don't have to crank on these too hard. You can crank on these straps that go forward and back to the buckles. They can take a lot more pressure. This draw cord is mostly for aesthetics. It just kind of ties up the bottom so that fabric's not dropping down straight down below. Just kind of snugs it up. So this is a snug tight one. So just pull this snug tight, tie it off, and then we'll do these straps. So now for the straps, there's gonna be 3 straps and buckles. This middle strap is actually the locking strap that goes to the strap itself goes underneath to a solid bar. There's these solid bars underneath the seat. Pretty difficult to see really what's going on underneath here. But there's these curved little bars that hold your seat foam in. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go around one of those solid bars, avoid any electrical cables or cords, come back to this buckle, go through the middle slot, then the outside slot, and then you're gonna lock this down. So it comes back to itself to really lock this back side of the seat cover down so it never shifts forward and slides forward. So we've locked that down, and now these two outside straps right here are gonna pass forward because there's buckles on the front of the seat cover up there, and those are gonna strap down on the front side there. And when you pass these forward, try to stay above any cables or cords so it's not compressing on those as we tighten that up. Once you pass this strap up towards the front to this buckle, you're gonna go through that middle slot, then the outside slot right here, and cinch that down nice and tight. I'm gonna lock that in good. Now, another tip for you is as you're passing those straps up to the front, get that seat in the highest position when you have electric seats like this. Give your yourself lots of space underneath there to work. So raise that seat up as you're doing that. So the seat bottom is all done now, looking good. We're gonna get this backrest finished up now. So I'm gonna move this to the far back position, recline it back all the way. And then we're gonna take this front part of the cover right here, finish pulling it down, and we're gonna pull it downwards nice and tight. You're gonna take two hands, gonna roll this cover like this, and then pull down nice and tight so it's nice and smooth right here on the front edge. And then you're gonna take this Velcro right here, and there is carpet right here that it's gonna stick to. You're just gonna pull that nice and tight and then stick it down right there. Once you have that stuck down, it'll look like this, tucked underneath. That Velcro is stuck to that carpet. Finish the backrest cover. You're going to take this elastic piece right here and reach underneath, and there's going to be a hook where you where you released it, and we're just going to hook it back onto that, and make sure I have the right spot there. Okay, now what you'll do is take this cover right here, this back side of the cover, and this is just going to stretch down so you get full coverage back here, which is super nice. And we're gonna stick this on. This is in a black canvas right now because the customer ordered the special ops package, which comes with 12 total storage pockets for a nice storage setup back here. And that's always done in a canvas fabric, so we did that in matching black. So now we'll just finish sticking that down, and then we're done with the backrest. Now we're gonna do the headrest cover. I always like doing the headrest cover on carpet just because I can really compress the seat down like this, like compress the headrest down, pressing with one hand like this as I pull the cover on with my other hand. That's really the best technique, is because once, just to get over kind of this smaller opening at the start, it really helps to get that down, compress the seat down, and then sliding the cover over. I have the cover pulled over most of the way right now. Again, what I'm doing is pushing with one hand like that, and then I'm pulling with the other hand, sliding this cover over, and then we'll attach it up at the bottom. All right, so I have most of the cover on right here, and it may seem like, oh man, there's not enough length here. What you need to do is just compress this down, and you're gonna pull out, there's a little bit of extra slack up here at the very top, right here, and then also right here, and that's gonna pull out as I pull these two together and stick it on. So it should look about like that before you're ready to stick it. And again, you're gonna pull these two together, compress the headrest a little bit, and then stick it together. Once you've pulled it together and connected together, it'll look like that right there. Once you've installed the headrest cover, you can just pop it back in to this section down here. Again, you'll need to push these buttons in to get it all the way down. Next, we're gonna be doing this 60 section backrest right here and the armrest cover. So a lot of people don't know this, but you can actually release this 60 section backrest. Ford makes it a little difficult to do that, but it's not that hard. What you reach on the inside, on the back side of the seat right here, and you pull up on this little lever, or this little button, I guess, right here. It's kind of a bolt type deal. You pull up on that, and then that will actually release this section right here, where it's clipped in right here. And so that'll slide forward. When you want to get this back, I've noticed that it's best to like slide that down to where that white dot is right there, and then you can pop this back up and push it back in. But releasing that will make this install a little bit easier on this section right here. First step is to pull this seatbelt out and slide the cover underneath it right here. This is going to go on the outside of the seatbelt, or on the outside of the cover. The seatbelt's gonna go on the outside of the cover here. Take the plastic trim tool, install tool, and you're gonna tuck that underneath right here, just so it finishes out like this. Next step, take these straps down to these buckles right here and snug them up here. You go through that middle slot, then the outside slot. So this one first, then this one, and just pull it nice and snug right there. And then at that point, the cover's mostly in place right there. We're gonna have these outside elastics that we also need to tie off. And these elastics, you can actually bring them over to a strap and tie it off there, or you can bring them, both of them together. On this particular truck, there's enough length you can actually just tie them together here. Here's how it's gonna look when you have these straps and this elastic tied off right here. So that's tied off right there, straps. And now these, I just tied one single little knot in it just to kind of keep it off the ground, but you wouldn't even need to do that. Just as long as it's through this buckle and cinch tight right there, we're gonna be good. And then to put this back up, again, I like typically lining it up with that yellow dot. I think that's Ford's way of measuring of like where to put this back in, and then you should just be able to push this back nice and solid and it'll lock in. Now for this center armrest cavity section right here, what's really nice is having this inner liner right here. So when the armrest pushes back in, it's all just gonna be nice and covered right there. It's gonna be a little bit tighter to push this armrest back in because this is a thicker material, this Java Croc, the sim leather is. But to install this, there's Velcro right here. I'm gonna reach this back and stick it to this carpet on the back right here. On the inside right here, there's not carpet, but we're gonna reach that to the far back right there and stick that onto that carpet. And we'll do the same with this top portion up there like that. All right, so this is about how the inner cavity should look right here when you have that done. I kind of stuck the Velcro down to this back carpet right here. Try to line it up as straight as I could there. And then also there was a bottom piece right here that I tucked in and stuck that to the carpet as well down there. Now it's time to do this armrest cover. So you're gonna open up the Velcro on the armrest right here. So it's like that right there, and then we're just gonna slide this over. There's an opening right here for the cup holders that will pop out of this section right here. All right, so I have the cover mostly on right now. You can see I've pushed through the fabric right here. Here's this soft Velcro piece, and it's pretty tight to push that through right here, but you just keep pushing that through, keep working it, and then it's gonna come up right here, and then you can see I need to finish pulling the rest of it out right here. I'll finish pulling that out, make sure it's all lined up, and then I stick it down to this Velcro right here. All right, for the last cover, this is the 60s bottom that we're gonna do today. It is a pretty simple cover. It has Velcro at the top and then at the bottom, because there's carpet on this on the top and the bottom of the seat. So you're just gonna slide it on and then stick that Velcro down. Pretty simple. All right, I have this cover on most of the way. There was a little Velcro piece right here that you open up and then close back together. Right here, you can see that. So I opened that up as I was sliding it on, close that together now. Now right here, again, there's Velcro on this bottom side of the cover. You're just gonna stretch that underneath and stick that on underneath the seat right there. Okay, like that. And then the top, there's Velcro right here. You're just gonna push that down. Make sure it's smooth on the top as you're doing that. So slide that in and then stick that to the carpet right there. That finishes that cover off. One last little thing you can do is you could take your trim tool and tuck this underneath right here. You don't have to do that. Fully functional with the hemmed edge that it comes with, but that's a little extra thing you could do if you want. Now the rear headrest, there's gonna be two larger ones, one middle, small one. And these are not too difficult to install. Again, you may wanna do it on carpet and compressing it down. One little trick too is folding part of it inside out. So almost like the lower third of it inside out, like I did here. And then slide it over first to the top and then roll it down after that. That's kind of helpful to do these. And then, so here's the outside headrest. Here's the hook Velcro on the front, soft Velcro on the back on this particular model. And then here's the middle headrest like this. And again, when I got this on, I was just compressing that down, and as I was pulling that cover over. The biggest trick with these is compressing that material down as you slide that cover over. So once you get these headrests in, you're all done with the install. Good job on this. Thanks again for watching this video. Again, this has been Neil here with Covers and Camo, your source for custom seat covers. We offer seat covers for trucks, Jeeps, cars, SUVs, and UTVs. So if you have a vehicle you're thinking about getting seat covers on, you need to jump over to coversandcamo.com. We look forward to building you a set soon. Thank you.